What is up, Hackstab Slash? I have a question for Justin. And this is a shout out to our fellow coworker Lisa because this dad joke is stuck in my brain for the last couple of days. And it goes, how did the hamburger introduce his wife?
How?
Meet Patty.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right.
Right? All
Very
right,
good.
I like that one.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
not bad.
Justin.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let the fam dam know what we're doing today, why you picked it, and what part of Shark Week we're in, because I think this is going to be a third episode, including like the 9 bajillion things we're going to re-release and overload content with. And but it's a new movie regardless. So tell me a little bit about it. Had you seen it? Had you not seen it? What were your expectations? Did you go swimming afterwards?
I did not go swimming afterwards. We're not. I'm actually terrified of the ocean right now. We are going.
Is
So
it
last,
because of Shark Week?
it kind of is. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm kind of freaked out. Like all these shark movies, like are really scaring me. So last year, I think it was last year, we did 47 meters down.
Yes,
Not the
Mandy
great.
Moore, an absolute goddess.
No, yeah, I would say not a great movie, but I think it was solid. And I will say it felt very claustrophobic. I thought it was really good at making you feel claustrophobic. So I said, you know what? We're doing some sequels this year. We already did Ouija Shark 2, and I picked 47 meters down Uncaged. That being said, like expectations to a sequel of a shark movie, I mean, I don't really have that many expectations at all. But I did read some reviews. I usually don't, and all the reviews kind of said it's kind of solid. They didn't say it was great, but they said it was kind of solid. So I said, you know what? Let's do it. How
What's
about you?
better
Have
than
you?
I actually honestly I thought I hadn't seen it, and then the second it started, I went, oh, I watched this right after I watched 47 Meters Down last year.
Oh no shit! So you did the double
Yeah.
feature.
So I did have very low expectations
Yeah,
because how often do we get a solid sequel to a shark movie
I was to
or
say
just a
right. Is
sequel
it?
to a shark movie in general? I mean,
Yeah,
you hear
right.
how goated, Jaws is, and then people are like, yeah, just don't watch any of the other ones.
Yeah.
So that was my expectation going into this was I enjoyed 47 meters down and the character building and the way it ropes you into being attached to those sisters. I was like, is this going to be able to do the same thing, or is this going to leave me going, why?
Right. Well, should we dive into this?
Let's dive right into this because honestly, after how slow and unentertaining these fucking opening credits were and god awful with the CGI was, I had no idea who or what this chick was and why she was diving into the water. It looked like she threw a laptop in and then there was a book bag to follow. And I was like, ooh, maybe this is like a cruise ship and she's jumping overboard or something like that.
Right.
No, it's not. It's a couple of
Nope.
bullies that are just pushing
Me,
this poor girl into a
mean
school,
girls. Mean
into the
girls.
pool at the school. I'm like, fuck this. And when she leaves school, this girl's name is Mia. We start realizing that Mia at some point has lost her mom, so she's in a uh, what do they call it? Like a blended family. Like she
Hmm.
now has a stepmom and a stepsister. Apparently, I don't know how long they've all been together. They really don't discuss that stuff, but it looks like the sisters really could care less for each other. And although the parents are trying, they're not trying hard enough, in my opinion, to make things work or help make things work because now they're in an entirely new area of living. I think they're in Mexico now.
Mexico now.
So
Yep.
you uprooted these girls and I don't know. I think I'd be pissed at that age because it looks like they're what, maybe juniors or seniors in high school because I
Yeah, they look like
think
just
their
in high
friends have their
school.
licenses. So it should be right around
Yeah.
that
Yep.
age. Speaking of their friends, Alexa and Nicole show up to crash Mia and Sasha's bonding experience that her parents threw at them at the last
Yep.
second. These sisters were supposed to go on a glass bottom
Glass.
shark
Yeah,
boat
glass
to
bottom.
watch the sharks feed out in the ocean and have this whole
Oh,
experience and
hell
probably
no.
bond together. Even the parents bailed on them because they were like, "This sounds like a fucking train wreck." But Alexa and Nicole show up at the last second to steal them for an adventure. And finally, we see Sasha starting to take a turn because she sticks up for Mia and she gives the bully the finger, and they all leave, take off in the jeep together, and we get some montage, like scenic scenes, some overviews, some driving through the mountains, or the rainforest. It looks like maybe
Dude, it looked amazing. I was so
so beautiful,
jealous. My
so
God, I wanted to
beautiful.
go there.
The hiking experience they must have
Oh,
had, Justin. You must have been stiff as shit in your pants watching that.
I was very excited seeing this hike out there.
And one of the reasons why you go out and exploring so much is to find cool hidden things, right?
Yes,
And they find what I can describe as maybe like a watering hole,
dude.
or
Oh,
I know there's a certain terminology for what it is. It's a body of water with no clear way down and no clear way up. It's just like emerging from the earth.
yeah.
And they jump in. They're like, hey, let's go for a swim. They found this place though because apparently Alexa's been sleeping with Ben, their dad's assistant.
Yeah, be
You
works
know,
with them. Yep.
getting the winky blinky on. But like I said, they all jump off this cliff into the body of water. They start hanging out. They're floating on a raft. Everything seems like an absolute amazing day. What could go wrong, right, Justin?
Yeah, nothing could go wrong.
Her dad is a professional diver, and his team and him are currently trying to map out these caves underneath all of this water. They have all the scuba equipment out. They're professionals. They have dive lines. They leave wires. They leave lights. They leave safe ways out. They protect themselves. These girls want to go in and explore because these aren't just any caves. These are Mayan caves. They were built underground to
Yeah,
hide their burial grounds in an underground city to ignore the conquistadors when they were invading the area. And over the course of centuries, rising seawaters have submerged this entire thing. So this is an underground
just
graveyard slash Mayan
I
city, which is
where
insane.
like, can I throw all the red flags? As cool as that sounds, is if someone said to me, "Hey, you want to go swim under here and go into a cave of a submerged Mayan city?" And they talk about how there was like altars and all the shit and statues. Hell no, that sounds cool as shit. I love the history of that. Do I want to go see it underwater in caves in the ocean?
Yeah, with no one with experience, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I
They're just
to be
gonna go
honest,
wing it?
Justin, I would suit up and I would go all the way to the bottom, and I would get to the entrance and I would like poke my head in,
Yeah.
and I'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, cool, I'm good,
Yeah,
I'm good,
exactly.
I'm good. I don't need to
Yeah,
see
I'm
anymore. This is dope as shit, but I'm good.
same. I'm good
Nope.
for adventure and going doing crazy shit, but caves like that, oh God, in the oh
Dude, and
hell
they're
no.
all unexperienced. These are unmapped caves. What could go wrong?
Oh God.
Absolutely everything. That's why you had so many red flags in your hands, because just after they enter this goddamn cave, Alexa would make a joke looking at them and she goes, hey, if we ever run out of air down here, and she points to a little air pocket and she's like, that's your only source of oxygen. I feel like someone's going to be doing this a lot later, and that sucks a lot.
Mm.
They do make it to their first site after they go through this tunnel, and they agree to stick together. Alexa gives them the lowdown because apparently she's been in here a few times with Ben. She's like, hey, we're going to do one lap around this altar where apparently they had like human sacrifices back in the day. Huge red flag, just leave. They're going to do one lap and then they're going to head back. This all sounds good. This place is absolutely stunning. And Nicole decides she's going to wander off on her own because she thinks she saw something move. Get the fuck out. If you think you saw something move, leave and ask questions later. That would be the correct move, right?
Yeah.
No, she
Yeah.
goes off on her own and she starts hunting whatever was moving back there. Stupid, stupid mistake. Thankfully for her, it's a fish. And I
With no
believe they call
eyes.
this thing a Mexican tetera fish,
It
which
had
is a
no eyes.
giant cave fish with no eyes because it's never seen sunlight. And that's why its skin is translucent, because it's never had to protect itself from UV rays, which is actually pretty dope. And
It
like, I
is
love the
dope.
way this thing looked.
But before
And
you move on, let's just talk real fast. So if you're in a fucking horror movie, we always make fun of people. Like if something goes thumping night or you hear some knocking and stuff, you always see the person. You always say, "Don't go to the door. Don't do this." But guess what? Those people always do dumb decisions. But at least they're on, like you can breathe the air. At least you're not under ocean. This person did the bad decision thing under like in a cave. Like you don't go
yeah,
searching in a damn cave for something.
no,
My
I'm
God,
sorry, Justin. If we're ever in a horror movie, I'm not going to tell someone not to do something because that never works. I'm going to antagonize him and be like, yeah, you should definitely open
yeah,
that door. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely go outside. Like, you won't do it, bitch.
yeah.
Stop
Go,
being
yeah,
a bitch. Go outside. Yeah.
yeah, go swim in that cave. You won't do it. Go check it out.
Oh, there's a blind shark. You won't go in the water and scream.
Yeah, go scream. Let's see what's
Like,
happening.
I'm going to give you every bad idea out there in hopes that you just make all the right decisions from there on
Oh,
out. But Justin, I want to ask you something real quick.
what do we got?
If we had the fuck around and find out award, would you give it to Nicole in this scene?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, because she fucks around and she finds out. She antagonizes this poor little fish because it's never seen humans before, and it jump scares them. And because it jump scares them, she like swims backwards hard enough to knock over a pillar. When this pillar falls over, so much shit gets stirred up that you can't see anything. All that soot is now in the air. The pillar's falling over. Your friends are broken up. You guys decide, all right, we're just gonna head back to the entrance and get out of here before we cause any more damage. Ben, the secret lover from another mother who's been banging Alexa. Hopefully my Siri or anything like that doesn't turn on because I say that name so much. Ben finds them and they start having a conversation. He's like, "Hey, I have a dive line because I'm a professional and you guys don't. And you're all idiots. We can follow this to get out of here." And just when he's getting ready to help them, a fucking shark comes out of nowhere, destroys Ben. Now the shark is pissed off. It's after Sasha. This thing is wreaking all kinds of havoc, but it does look pretty sick though, because just like the fish, this shark is blind with no eyes. The picture behind Justin looks like it's got silver bearings for eyes, which is pretty dope in my opinion.
Yeah, it
But
looks
this
cool.
shark does so much damage that it causes a cave in at the entrance. And now the girls have no choice but to venture into the city with no way out. Most of them have 40% oxygen left. So they're burning through the shit really fast because they're breathing heavy, they're breathing deep, and they don't shut the fuck up.
Dude, yeah, like I said, this is so bad. And not like you said, like we're down to 40%. So, and I must just say, for a pacing for this movie, as soon as like Ben gets devoured, this shit just picked up. Like it
Oh, it
just
goes a
goes
thousand miles an
zero,
hour.
it goes 0 to 60 so fast. Because, like Sean said, they're trapped. They end up, there is another way out. So they do find another one. They end up getting there. They're like, oh, this one's a dead end. And the friggin' shack is there right now. And I must say, when the shack shows up, you do get a pretty good jump scare. They do a good job because I mean you're going around like corners and stuff in a maze, so shout out that. They and
I
to the
do
point,
really like that the shark doesn't just constantly attack because it is blind, it's relying on other senses. So
yes.
there's multiple scenes where this shark just floats right over them and it doesn't know they're there.
I think it does look really cool, and it looks really cool. They like removed a cage like door and to another hallway, like an entrance in the cave, and they put it back right as the shark. So the shark's like banging into it. So I mean, this friggin' shark almost gets them, but they just get through a very narrow hallway, and they end up finding an air pocket. Let's go. And air pocket in a cave, obviously it's good for a little bit, but they both all realize like shit, like I mean, they're like pretty much like right up to the top, so you're not going to have much use of that too long. And they're all down to like 20% air. So, like I said, when the shit's moving, this is not good at all. But what is good, they hear music. They're like, holy shit, like I hear music. They're like, that has to be my dad. That has to be my dad. And they got to realize, like, look, one of us we can't all stay here. One of us has to go try to find them. And we actually see it's Carl who's working, and he's working on like the other side. And
These
he
guys
is,
missed the perfect opportunity. I know you don't watch TV shows, but
yep.
Rick
Okay.
Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I really wanted one of these girls to do like a Rick Grimes impression and just be like, Coral! Coral!
But there's Carl, and he is doing underwater welding.
Which
Creepy
is
as
pretty badass.
it's, dude, it is. First of all, it's so badass. And I must say, this whole scene, how it looks around him with all
He
like the
looks like he's got a
statues and
fucking
everything.
torture rack that's holding up his change and like the anchors and all that
Dude,
stuff and the
it is
hooks. That looks like
crazy.
a torture
And
rack.
it really does. And it is really creepy because we see like the shark coming up behind him. And he's holding like lights. It's a really, really cool scene. And we see Mia. She ends up getting through. But unfortunately, dude, Carl, he did not make it. He got lit up by this friggin' shark. And she ends up finding his body.
Yeah, guy's got a
And the
good head
scene,
on his shoulders.
yeah. Oh, but the scene was badass because they had like red lights everywhere. It looked really cool in the water looking around. I must say, like this looked really cool. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, let's go. She finds her dad. We bump into the dad. Let's go.
The
The group
smartest
is,
man in this cave system, Justin, because the first
dude.
thing he does to her is he's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Stop
like
yelling.
yeah,
One of my notes for
exactly.
that whole last set of scenes was you're burning so much oxygen screaming and hyperventilating in these masks. I'm pretty sure if they're all linked up with Bluetooth, no matter how hard you scream, the same amount of volume is going to go through. You're just not going to be like understood because
Yeah.
it's going to be all
No,
muffled.
I thought of that too. I'm like, at least these girls are calm.
Like at least you
Not
could
at
do is
all.
swim and be
Like,
like, Dad, Dad.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the
come
whole
on.
beginning, like this movie, they were just terrible. No plan at all. But let's go. We have the full group together now. And unfortunately, the shark is hot on their tail. But let's go. They get to like, I call it like, it looked like it was like a lagoon entrance
Yeah.
where they
I
went
call it
down.
like a watering hole. I have no idea what to call it, but a
Yeah, it was
lagoon sounds
badass.
better.
So, but it's like you look up, but and there's like I don't even know how many feet of ground, but you have to get up there. You know what I'm saying? So they have an ascender. Thank God, things attached up there. You obviously can ascend. Well, they hook Alexa up there, and she's going. He tells you how to do it too. It's basically like you pull down, pump yourself up. So it's basically like you're slowly going up. They're gonna go up one by one. This is awesome. This guy is very smart, but unfortunately, two sharks. They also want to go up in the ascender. They well, no, they don't. They want to eat them. But the two sharks show up, and Nicole panics. I can
I
understand.
can't stand Nicole. She's the worst
Thank
in
you.
this movie.
I was just gonna say I can understand a minor panic, but what does she do? She climbs up on Alexa. I mean, like she jumps up on her body and climbs up on it. And even the dad's like, dude, like, what do you like? This is not gonna hold you. This is our way up. This is the heroic. Like, what are you doing? And of course, what
The fucking
happens?
sharks
Like,
are blind, dude. They can't see you. If you remain
yeah,
calm and just float there, they're not
just
gonna
calm,
bother
just
you.
bro, like they had it. Like this pissed me off so much, so much. I hated the scene because, like you said, they had it. The dad is a badass, and Nicole is such a friggin' idiot to the point of course, like that shows him getting up there, and what happens? Of course, the rope falls. It falls, and Nicole falls, and guess what? She's friggin' devoured, absolutely devoured. My God. And Grant basically explains now how they have to swim deeper into the tunnels and get out. They have to basically get out to the sea. And as he's explaining this, holy shit, he's like, all right,
From
he's
my notes, Justin, I'm like, this dad stays cool, calm, and uncollected.
uncollected because they're gonna be collecting his body parts. Because right as he told them the plan, dude got lit up. Absolutely, the shark jumps up and just destroys him, which sucks so bad because now there is just the three of them. And they have to execute his plan, which like they said is basically they gotta hit back, head back down there, swim through everything. And when I say hit by an insane current,
I call this a
wow.
water vortex.
Yeah, I was just gonna like, is this real? Like, so they go through. He said the current's crazy or vortex. It is so loud. It's such chaos on your screen. Stuff, water just shooting by. Dude, Sasha is swept all away back. Like, is this the real thing that happens in caves and what? Like, because that's the
Yeah,
scariest shit I've ever seen.
I got a fun fact about that because there's a guy who used to go cave diving and stuff and like exploring
Okay.
and stuff back in
Yep.
2010, and he just vanished, and they think it was one of these things.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I can't even
yeah.
imagine how fucking scary that is.
But just like Justin was saying, dude, this underwater currents at slash like vacuum scene is just
Phew.
intense as fuck. But can I say that before they get here,
Mhm.
dude, they go on their way back in, they realize that this like trigger SOS alarm sends off this high pitched like
Oh,
frequency and it
yeah.
scares away the sharks.
Yep.
When they're diving back down and they get back into this cave, this red light scene is so intense that it feels like the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. And
Mm.
like I said, the sharks aren't vicious, they're just hungry. And there's points where like you see her, you see Mia, you see Sasha, you see Alexa, then you see the shark, and then you see small glimpses of panic. It's almost like a strobe light effect in a haunted house. It's intense.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like that set of scenes, the score, everything. I can only imagine what it would do to your senses with surround sound or even in a
Oh,
theater. Must have been impressive as hell. But like
yeah.
you said, Sasha gets sucked into this vortex, and now it's up to Mia and Alexa to stick to the walls to try to make it to the other side to hopefully get out. But just when they get there, a shark comes through and Alexa's fight or flight kicks in. And instead of being
Oh.
eaten alive, this girl, I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky, her tank gets caught in the shark's mouth. So she shreds every piece of her gear to make a swim for it. And all that screaming underwater just eviscerates her lung capacity. Like all her oxygen is gone, and she drowns rather quick. And honestly, I think I'd rather drown in this situation than to be eaten alive. And
Yeah,
drowning is one of my
same.
biggest fears. But I think I would rather, instead of experiencing something trying to eat me while I'm screaming and losing all my oxygen, I think I'd rather be swimming away and just drowned.
Mm-hmm.
But
100%.
Sasha is actually still alive because in this whole panic, Mia gets sucked into this vortex and she actually catches on with Sasha, who kind of saves her from going down any lower. And they reattach themselves to the wall and they see another tunnel out of this vortex. I kind of wish they just got to this vortex in the first place and just took their chances instead of swimming through this whole city. But
Right,
these girls
right, for
actually see
real.
sunlight. Thank fucking God. But it is way too narrow for them to swim through. And the shark starts attacking them again. And in this little scene, we see that the shark actually hits them and moves the rocks just enough with like their oxygen tanks to squeeze through this little area. And now they have to suck it in and like wiggle their way up. And I'm like, at this point, dude, if I can see surface area, I might just shred these tanks because you're almost out of
Dude,
all oxygen
you
anyways,
just
just to make it
gotta
a little
go.
faster.
Just go.
And just as I'm writing that down in my notes, that's exactly what they do. They
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 did.
shred everything and they decide to swim for it.
It's go
And Mia
time.
gets her foot stuck in this gear. And my head is like, oh my God, no. Like she is right there. I'm like, she needs to get out of there. And just as it looks like these girls are gonna get trapped, they literally they Mia breaks free. They get to the surface, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, finally, these girls are safe. And they see a boat in the distance and they start screaming for help, but there's no one on the surface of this boat. They're all underneath because as they're screaming for help and swimming to it, it looks like something or someone is bleeding profusely. And then we see a kid, he's got his headphones on. This is the goddamn boat they were supposed to be on originally. They are throwing
Insane.
massive amounts of chum
So much
into the
chum.
water to attract every great white
Dude.
or just every shark in general in the area to create a
I,
feeding frenzy so these people on the boat can watch them eat. And I'm like, oh fuck. They stop swimming. They almost get to the boat. Mia actually makes it onto the boat, and Sasha gets grabbed at the last second. And Mia says, not my sister. We've been through way too much. This chick grabs a flare gun,
dude.
dives in head first, and shoots this fucking beast right in the temple. And now it's a life or death swim back to the boat. Mia is now like smart and she gets, oh wait, no, I have autocorrect. God damn it. Oh.
I was
They
gonna say,
get
what
back to the
happened?
boat, yeah, and Mia is snatched up. That's what it was supposed to say. My autocorrect it says smart heed up. And I was like, what?
Oh, you're like, huh?
No, they get back to the boat. Mia is the one that gets snatched up this time. And she grabs a shark tooth in this process and she starts stabbing the crap out of this one to break herself free. It lets go. Mia makes it back to the boat, and now both her and Sasha are back on the boat. It looks like this might be the end of the movie, Justin, because our girls have survived the caverns, the catacombs, this underground city, getting stuck in there, the shark attacks, and now thankfully they're on this boat, and the only obstacle they have left to overcome is to survive these gnarly shark bites.
So the bites.
And then we get end credits.
Whew.
This movie goes 1,000 miles an hour, Justin, and I want you to give me your closing thoughts real quick while I take a breath.
All right, yeah, take a breath. So I kind of thought, like I said, this actually was kind of decent. I wrote, especially for a Shaq sequel. It definitely made you feel claustrophobic. I think it's a solid Shaq Week watch. Like, is it something you're gonna remember and stuff? Like, probably not if you want. The Mayan caves I thought were really, really badass. I give it a 5.8. I think it's just below a 6. I think a 5.8 is fine. Like I said, I feel like it's fine for a Shaq movie. There's plenty of like really stupid decisions in it, but at the same time it's a horror movie, like a Shaq horror movie, so there is but I don't know. I think they do a decent job. I thought the blind Shaq was kind of cool. The end did have me guessing. I kept like kind of like Sean said, like when they first got to the top, I'm like, oh thank God, happy ending. And then they're attacked again. So I was like kind of holding my breath because at the end you really are rooting for the two sisters. So I thought that was really great. So I would say solid Shock Week watch.
All right. Well, mine's going to be a little different.
All
A
right.
little bit, not much. A little
All
bit.
right.
All right. So bear
Mm-hmm.
with me because I have quite the paragraph. I've got this movie gives you gore, family drama, bonding, character growth and development, underwater exploration, catacombs, forgotten cities, claustrophobia, drowning, shark attacks, human remains. I could go on and on and on about all the shit this movie offers. For a sequel to a very good shark movie, I think it delivers so well. And it's not just a follow up in a cage gone wrong. This is an entirely different movie, which is refreshing. I love Mia's growth from a shy, bullied to a fierce survivor. Her sister as well, from being a disregarding, unkind sister to a sister who has your back. Alexa is great as well. The only one I don't like is Nicole's dumbass. She pushes to go diving. She
Dude.
doesn't stick together. She doesn't leave when the group wants to. She fucks with the fish and attracts the shark. I, she made all the wrong
She's the
decisions.
worst.
She really is. She just screwed them over. Alexa and the entire dive team, including Mia and Sasha's dad, all died because of her. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is
She's
solely
seriously the
Nicole's
worst.
fault. Yeah, they could have gotten out of there too, but it's
Dude.
Nicole's fault again. They had a way out, like I said, they had a way out, and she couldn't wait 2 seconds, and she's the one that broke the ascending line. I will say though, I thoroughly enjoyed the first movie because it was very bleak, and I was not expecting the ending with the sister being dead. But honestly, with the tense buildups and the great pacing of this movie, I think it actually is better than the first movie. I'm going to give this a 6.8. I'm calling this a great watch for Shark Week. You don't even have to watch the first movie to enjoy this because nothing outside of sharks and being trapped in a location is the same between these movies.
All right, that's fair. Just a quick note. I'm gonna bump mine up point two. I'll give it a six. I'm gonna give it a six. I give this after even it's a six. Like I said, this is a solid Shock Week watch.
Yeah.
It's a six. It's
Uh,
there's plenty of cool shit in there. And I will say, out of memorable stuff, if we ever have a list, like one day we should do a list of like just the worst characters in horror movies.
yeah,
And
Nicole's on it.
Nicole sucks. My
I don't
God,
know who's
Nicole.
worse, Nicola, the chick from the Descent.
Oh God, I haven't seen that forever. That was scary. But fun facts. So we got a tagline, just short and simple. It says the next chapter. So there we go.
And then I think that was a fun fact too. I didn't write it down. They actually were going to call this 47 meters down the next chapter, but it had nothing to do with the first movie, so they scrapped that as a title.
That is yeah, that's cool.
But I have this is a 5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes, which feels okay, but I think it could
Hmm.
be a little higher. This is a good shark
Same.
movie.
And the director, I mean, shut up. Sorry for butchering names. What does that say? Like, is that Johannes Roberts? Is that how you say that? Maybe it's behind me on new
Maybe.
Johannes.
Oh, yeah.
How
I'd just say Giannis, maybe.
Johann? Yeah,
Giannis.
whatever it is. This dude did Strangers Pray
Mr.
at Night.
Roberts. Just call it Mr.
Mr.
Roberts.
Roberts, Mr. Roberts did Strangers Pray at Night. I love that movie so much and think it's so underrated. So I think it's really cool he did that and he did
Dude,
this.
the pool scene in
Dude,
that
this is what I
movie is
know. Like I
crazy.
love it and it's such a fun slasher. He did Primate, which I'm sure we'll cover on the podcast. I have not seen Primate
I
yet.
started to watch it and I had to stop because I was like, I feel like we're gonna cover this on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I want to cover it. And he also did 2021's Raccoon City Resident Evil. So this dude's done a bunch of cool. I know I had to throw that in for you. So this guy's done some cool shit. So I just wanted to
Don't
say
worry,
that.
I made up one of my own fun facts for you, and I think you'll hate it. But
Oh, dude.
when we get there, we'll get there. Okay.
Okay.
So the high school named Mundane High School is after Matthew Mundane, who appeared in the previous film 47 Meters Down.
All right. Very cool. Um, this is the feature debut of some daughters of some famous fathers. We got Sistine Stallone and Corinne Fox for Jamie Foxx's daughter, and obviously you can guess
Sylvester
who's
Stallone.
Stallone's daughter.
Corny Fox and Brianna Taju lied at their auditions, claiming to the producers that they had stellar swimming skills. After they got the parts, they found out they don't, and they had to give them swimming lessons.
You're hired. Now swim.
Yeah,
Shaking around the
I
water.
can't.
Yeah. So this in this horror movie, shock horror movie, it's very rare that there was not one shark was killed in this one.
Nope. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that flare gun to the temple on that shark. I mean, it looks stunned, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that could have killed it.
Okay,
That wasn't
yeah.
a very big shark.
No.
Like you said, Sistine Rose Stallone is Sylvester Stallone's kid, and she actually pays homage to her father's classic with the slow motion jump from Cliffhanger in 1993. This slow motion scene is in reference to when she jumps on the ascender and it breaks and she falls backwards.
Oh shit. All right. That's
So
cool.
she gave a shout out to her dad right before her asshole character
Yeah,
gets killed.
gets killed. We got a death count of 5, and that's my last fun fact. So you can take it away.
Did you notice? I know there's like some quirky tie-ins, but two of the actors in this movie have both the names Stallone and Rambo.
I did see that. Yes, I saw the rainbow there. I'm like, oh my God.
And then I've got a couple more fun facts. Brienne Tijoux, I know I'm butchering her name. I'm so sorry. She was actually in the first season of Scream, the TV series, and Santiago was in the second season of the TV series Scream, which I thought was pretty cool because they both appeared in 47 Meters Down. Um, and then you said no sharks were killed, correct?
Yep.
All right. One more is when the disfigured face pops out of the cave wall. This could possibly be an homage to Jaws when Ben Gardner's head pops out of the hull in the boat, which I thought was kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Yep.
But my created fun fact goes with your body count. We have a death count of 5 in this order: Ben, Carl, Nicole, Grant, and Alexa. And I did a little deep dive.
Okay, what do we got?
And my fun fact to attach to this movie has more kills than Michael Myers did in Halloween Ends. Michael
Oh my
Myers only
God.
had 3 on-screen kills, and that is Officer Doug, Nurse Deb, and Corey.
Why did you pick Halloween Ends? Like, why did you
Because
randomly pick?
right before I watched this movie, I was watching a reel of some girl just roasting Halloween Ends.
All right, I was just gonna say I love it, but that's the most random shit I've ever heard. I was like, why did you just pick that? I mean, rightfully so to pick on that movie. I just didn't know what made you think of it.
All
Oh
right,
God.
Hack Stab Slash.
All
Until
right.
the next shark movie, I'm your boy Hacky. This dude right
Uh,
here.
just Justin.
We're gonna go for a quick swim. Adios.
Peace.